Hello traders, welcome to our weekly analysis. I remain your humble host, Mr. Wex. Alright, so let's quickly, without much ado, dive into this coming week's analysis. What are my projections? What am I looking out for? Of course, it's going to be on our two instruments, which is gold and US30. So currently we have here on the screen gold. Last week was, of course, an awesome one. We had a nice time with gold. We were looking forward to see price tap into the 3,500 level, and which is what happened. So that is all news. Let's look out for the coming week. So let me just quickly clean up the charts and let's see. All right. So I'm going to start with the daily, a quick one. On the daily, I can see my highs. And of course, I'm looking forward to my immediate demand here on the daily. What are my expectations? From the current price action, there is a possibility that we should see price tap into this daily demand. Then of course I'm more pushed to the upside before probably we might see an aggressive correction towards this level. So basically, what are my expectations for this week? I'm going to dive down to the 4-hour time frame to see a clearer picture. All right, on the 4-hour time frame, of course, we did see price create an high, created a low. We see this correction more or less, and let me just make it a zone right there, considering this level. All right, so price has formed a resistance or a supply zone right about this level. So probably with the close of Friday's candle, there is a possibility that we might see price push towards the supply, then of course before a correction to the downside. So what are my expectations? My expectation is simple right here on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to be looking forward to see price continue pushing into the supply, then of course a drop to this demand zone. So this is basically what I will be looking forward for as the market open. Then of course, not neglecting the bulls, of course, they are still in control. If I get a break above this zone, then of course, this is a clean range to the left hand side. I'm going to be expecting price to push back towards the 3,500 level. So basically, yep, a break above this, of course, we're going to be following structure. So price push, maybe a breakout, a retest, and then of course a continuation to this to previous high. And mind you, if price taps this level, the previous high, then of course I'm expecting this liquidity to be clear. Of course, even if you are going to be looking out for sales at this area, price would not just tap this to give an equal high. There's going to be a possible sweep of this liquidity for people to jump into, but then it's just going to slice price down. So a recap on this, I'm basically going to be looking out for sales when price break this structure, right? So let us be clear. I'm going to be looking for sales, good sales when price trades below this level. Then of course I'm going to be looking out for buys when I see a break above this supply. That is for buys. For sales, then of course the clear scenario also is when price taps into the supply, gives rejection. So for sales, supply zone, we're looking for sales. A break below this structure, then of course I'm looking for sell. So overall on gold for now, I would say I'm looking forward for both direction based on what price will do. So that is it on gold for me. And jumping on to our next, which is US30. US30 has been uh, doing very well. Of course, those of us who have been following US30, you know that there is a best time to trade US30. So let's leave that for intraday and focus on our expectation for this coming week. So now, on looking at this structure, of course, price rejected my earlier structure marked here, and I'm still looking forward for price to tap into this level right here, which is previous high form here. So this week, I'm going to be bullish on US30. It's flat bullish. I'm not going to be looking out for any other direction. I'm going to be solely bullish on US30 this coming week. So as you can see, price, we had an aggressive covering here, right here, when we saw a nice drop, then an aggressive bullish candle. Price came back to create some form of correction, and you can see this low is still holding, of course. So I'm expecting to see US30 push higher. Then, of course, my overall target for the week should not be beyond this. So I'm going to be very, very reserved on US30 in terms of my target in the bullish direction. So, of course, if I get a break above Friday's high towards, Thursday's high, then, of course, you can see from this to the overall, we are looking at about 1,300 pips or points to the upside. This, which of course is a reasonable target looking at the instrument in view. So basically, this is what I'm going to be looking out for on US30. I'm going to be looking out for buys. So you just have to be patient, wait for price to take out this high. Then of course you can ride it all the way to this level. If you want to be a little bit greedy, or you want to push the limit, you can aim for this level looking at the hourly 4-hour time frame. It makes more sense to aim for this level. So on that note, I'll be stretching to this as my overall target when it comes to US30. I'm still looking forward for this aggressive move to take place this week. Of course, remember, the trading month is ending this coming week, and a new month is also beginning. So always understand this dynamics when an old month is ending and a new one is opening within the same week. So always try to understand how market behave within this kind of weeks. So of course, we're going to be staying frosty, and we're going to also make sure we take advantage of the available setup. For me, the recap on US30, I'm going to be bullish on US30. I'm not looking for anything bearish. I'm not looking for anything bearish from my chart. I'm only seeing bulls coming in this week on US30. So this is it from me, guys. If you like this content, please kindly like and subscribe if you have not already done that. Thank you very much for being a part of this journey. Let's meet in the other side, which is the winning team and also in the market. Peace.